Hello everybody, welcome back to Gyanan. Today is the 30th day of 30 days to a more powerful vocabulary. Last day, your 30-day vocabulary test. You have now added a great part of 500 usable and valuable words to your working vocabulary. It will be interesting to find out how many of them you are still sure of. It will not be surprising if you find yourself uncertain about a number of them. Let's check to see. Allow 2 points for each correct answer. You will find the answers on page 238. We have split this final test up to 30 parts for your convenience. The numbering of the sections bears no relation to the chapter. Numberings have gone before. This examination does not cover all the words you have had, but it gives you a very thorough sampling. Mark yourself and see how you come out. Section 1. Directions. Check in each case A, B or C the correct synonym for each italicized word. Pause the video and answer these questions. The answers will be shown at the end of the video. Section 2. Write down 5 words ending in mania. Section 3. Write 5 verbs for the following meanings. The initial letter is given in each case. Section 4. Write the title of the doctor you would see for each of these troubles. Name the disease or the field of each of these doctors specializes in. Section 6. Check the correct synonyms A, B or C for each of the italicized words. Section 7. Name the type of philosophy that is defined by each of the following words or phrases. Section 8. Name the field each of these scientists specializes in. Section 9. Write down in the blank spaces the verbs which best fit the definition. Section 10. Check the correct definition or synonym. Section 11. Write the required Greek or Latin stem and give one example of its use. Section 12. Write in each of the 5 spaces the word that is defined. Section 13. Check the proper word. Section 14. Match the 2 columns by placing the appropriate letters of column B next to each word in column A. We have added an extra word in column B to make it more difficult. Number 15. Proceed as in group 14. Section 16. Proceed as before. Section 17. Write in the word that will pair off with its synonym or definitive phrase. (18) Write down the meaning of each of the following Greek stems. pair of the words in these two columns. Write down the word whose meaning and initial letter are given. Match the words in these two columns. 22. Check the correct antonym or word with meaning that is opposite to the meaning of the italicized word. 23. Match the words of same or similar meaning in these two columns. 'From the list at the end of this section, find an antonym or an antonymic phrase for each of the following and write in its correct place. From the list at the end of this section, pick a synonym or synonymic phrase for each of the following words and write it in its proper place. 26. Write same or opposite next to each pair of the words that follow, whenever the meanings are the same or opposite. 27. Write down the meaning of each of these italicized stems. Write down the meaning of these italicized stems. Each of the following 5 words is followed by a definition. Where the definition is correct, write down yes. Where it's incorrect, write down no. Write true or false next to each statement according to whether it is correct or incorrect. You have just taken 30 tests, including a total of 155 questions. Each question correctly answered should count 2 in your favor. A perfect score would then be 310. Please check your results against the following answers and add up your total. Compare your marks with the following table. Here are the answers. One last word, a lifetime habit. In one sense, you have finished this book. In another, we hope that you have just begun. You have perhaps learned to know many words more intimately. And any new word that you learn in your life will add amazingly to your power to think. Once a man thinks, really thinks, he has little competition. You may remember that the Irish playwright George Bernard Shaw one time said that few people think more than 2 or 3 times a year. He claimed that he had made an international reputation by thinking as often as once a week. And please remember that there is no expedient to which a man will not resort to avoid the labor of thinking. It will be more important now than ever before to shine up all the instruments in your kit that may prove to be the tools to success. We are coming out into a tough and tangled world. Those who are well equipped will survive. Those who are not may not. In almost every life, in every age, one gets what one asks for. And in this age, of all others, there will be very few alibis allowed. There is not much of a secret to success. It is a great thing that is usually won by humble, routine methods. The merry decision you made to begin these chapter lessons was an important step, for the Chinese say, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So continue with your word study. Watch for new words at all times. Never be content until you know the meaning of a strange one. Make it your own possession. Use it in a letter, in conversation. List it in your pocket, notebook, with its common meaning, its pronunciation, and a sentence in which it's used. Have a little mental rehearsal on these words now and again while you're walking along the street. Carry on an imaginary conversation. An intelligent argument, by the way, will give your new words a real workout. In such a challenge, a sharply accurate knowledge of the exact meanings of words is invaluable. But you should learn how to argue if you don't already know. And most people don't know. They're apt to think with their emotions and not with their minds. And they deal in generalities and not with facts. If you will keep cool and choose your words, you will have a great advantage. Before you start, be sure that you and your opponent are arguing about the same thing. These are certain so-called ghost words like communist, fascism, New Deal, democracy, neutrality, freedom of speech, that are vague and nebulous and may mean totally different things to different people. It is futile for you and your friend to debate about the New Deal unless you have both first defined the words and decided precisely what each of you understands them to mean. To you, your idea of New Deal may seem to offer salvation for the future, and to your friend, according to the way he understands the words, the whole thing may be an anathema. You will find it amusing and interesting as a parlor game to have each one present write down his or her definition of such ghost words as New Deal or freedom of speech. No two definitions will be alike, and therefore any argument on such subjects will spin around in unprofitable circles. Use such methods as these to test and try your words. You will find your power getting stronger and stronger. We can take particular and patriotic pride in mastering a speech, for ours is no longer the English language. It is the American language. A language is as different as from so-called English as South African Spanish is from Castilian Spanish of Spain. As a matter of fact, there is no true English language, as Scotland, Ireland and Wales and various departments of England itself all their dialects. The Lincolnshire farmer and the Lancashire miner can't even understand each other. England, like almost every other nation in the world, is a mass of discordant dialects. What we know as English language is much more truly the London language, and a particular part and class of London at that. As the inhabitants of Limehouse might laugh at the Cockney dialect of the taxi driver would smile at the dog. So there is every reason why we should take a deep and passionate pride in the language. It has a beautiful unity throughout a land. No other country in the world 1/10 the size can show such linguistic solidity nor any approach to it. This American language is a creation, it belongs to us, and the more we master it, the more secure we will make a democracy. Thank you for watching. This was the end of 30 days to a more powerful vocabulary. Like, share, subscribe.